I'm about to make a plea to Sega to please bring back the Sonic GBA games. Now, many of you have probably heard of the Sonic GBA games, whether you've played them is a different story. But the Sonic GBA games are the Advanced Trilogy and Sonic Battle. Those are the main ones we're talking about today. There have been many ports of Sonic games to the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. I'm talking about the specific games that were made for the Game Boy Advance that were not ports of anything. These are like the new specific games that were made for them. So let's start off with, why am I making this plea? I'm making this plea because those games are very much a forgotten thing in the Sonic fandom now. You know, people to this day still talk about Sonic Rush on the DS, and then Sonic Rush Adventure on the 3DS. They still talk about those two games. You know, people want to Rush 3. You know, they still talk about those handheld games. But the advanced games are ones that have very much just left the public eye. Not a lot about the advanced games really stays in Sonic, other than Cream the Rabbit. She is one of the things that has really stuck around from the advanced games, and they tried to forget about Cream pretty much any chance they get. Now, thankfully, Cream has been making a bit more appearances in modern media. You know, she has showed up recently in Sonic Dream Team, so that's good. She's always a factor in the IDW comics, so that's good at least. Cream debuted in Sonic Advance 2, which you probably didn't know that. You know, you probably just think, oh yeah, she just showed up in Sonic Heroes. No, she's in Sonic Advance 3. I mean, 2, sorry. That's her debut. Bet you didn't even know that. She just showed up in Sonic Heroes, and you're like, oh, okay, no, it's Sonic Advance 2. She's got a whole story and everything. But that is forgotten about. And it's a shame, you know. Another character introduced to the Advance games is Emerald and Gemerald. They're introduced to the Advance games. They are very important characters, especially nowadays. We have Emerald, who is introduced in Sonic Battle, and his whole creation, his whole story ties into Project Shadow. It has Gerald Robotnik involved in it. It is a very big story thing that they added into Sonic Battle, of Gerald finding the Gizoid, which is what Emerald was. He's called the Gizoid. He's like the ultimate weapon. He can copy pretty much anyone, their fighting styles and all that, and he can absorb Chaos Emeralds. And once he absorbs enough Chaos Emeralds, he goes on a bit of a rampage, and that is what causes Sonic to have to battle him at the very end of Sonic Battle. But with that, we got, again, a big chunk of stuff for Project Shadow, about Gerald, Maria. We got all that in Sonic Battle. New lore added in Sonic Battle that is still to this day recognized as being canon. And I mean, you look at, as I'm recording this, Emerald just showed up again. He's gonna be in the Dark Beginnings trailer. The Dark Beginnings animation for Shadow Generations. You know, they're bringing forward his, you know, big malfunction where he destroyed the Ark. They're bringing that forward. Or no, I guess they could say they pushed it back in the timeline because it happened before Shadow. Shadow wasn't involved in that. But now Shadow's going to be directly involved with Emerald breaking out and all that type of stuff and going crazy. They're bringing Shadow in directly for that. I'm assuming Shadow's going to get his memory wiped when Gerald messes with his mind. So, you know, Emerald's going to be a very big, prominent character, and he could very well be that mysterious character that is going to be the 4th playable character for Shadow Generations. People are now saying it's probably going to be Emerald, which will be crazy. And that is such a good opportunity now with bringing this character, who, again, a lot of people might not know who he is, because I saw some people like, who is this? I don't understand. And then people have to tell them he's from Sonic Battle. And they're like, what the hell is Sonic Battle, right? So making a collection of all the GBA games, to, especially now, to bring people up to speed with Emerald, but also to show them, hey, look at these forgotten handheld games that are actually very well done. The design of the Sonic Advance games is very well. Every level is challenging. Some of it unfairly so. We're looking at you glaring at Dimps. the level designers for that, because there is some unfairness in there, let's be honest, but it is a challenging game. You cannot say Sonic Advance, any of the Advance games are a breeze. You cannot say that. There is a challenge to all of them, but it's not like a I hate you, this is too hard challenge that like people had with like the Frontiers 3rd update. It's more of like a, yeah, it's hard, but you can beat it. You know, it's just gonna take multiple tries. Which is the same thing I say to the Frontiers 3 update. It is hard, but it can be beaten. You just gotta try, and you're gonna fail multiple times. You just gotta be ready for that. And that's the Advance games as a whole. Now, Advance 3 is a bit more toned down, I think, than Advance 1 or 2. That's probably because people were complaining a bunch. They're like, okay, let's tone it down a bit for this 3rd one. But there is still some hard stuff in the 3rd one. I mean, there is the boss battle with the hand that just insta-kills you, so have fun with that. But making a big collection of all 4 of these games, Advance, Trilogy, and Battle, and bringing that to PlayStation, Switch, whatever, all the consoles really is what I'm saying. Bring a big collection of these games, you know, maybe spruce up the graphics a bit. Don't change it. Keep it a 2D side scroller. Keep all that. I'm not asking you to change that. Just maybe you touch up the pixels a bit, you know, maybe fix some controls and just remaster them and leave them untouched and just go at it. Maybe if you want to add voice acting to them, you can do that. There is some voice acting in the games, but it's not much. It's like grunts and like, you know, maybe the character goes, hey, or like, you know, maybe like when they exclaim, you know, Sonic will exclaim, Shadow, and that's it, right? So if you want to add full voice acting, you can. I don't think anyone would be too disappointed with that, except the purists out there who would be like, oh no, but you know, Ryan Drummond is Sonic in it. You know, Jason Griffiths is Shadow. You know, it's like, yeah, they're fine. They're good performances, and I can understand that as well, wanting to protect that integrity and keep it as it is. But also full voice acting would not, I don't think we would complain that much about full voice acting for these games. But it is also fun to just, you know, voice act it yourself. But yeah, that's my plea to Sega to please bring back these games for the GBA. A collection set of the GBA games would sell crazy. Sega has said, especially Azuka, the head of Sonic team, has said that they want to keep content coming out for Sonic fans, which is why Shadow Generations is out. And they've kind of plastered it with the Sonic Generations remaster. It's like, you know, they want to have new games as well, but also keep having content out for you guys. So they're going to remaster and port new games, so you still have something to do while you wait for whatever the big new game release is, which is what this Generations whole thing is about. This is not even a new full-on game. We're getting a port and a bit of a new experience with the Shadow Generations portion, but this isn't even a full new game yet, and look how hyped we are. Imagine when they get another full new game. But I think a GBA collection port of being like, hey, we've dusted off the pixels. This is a remastered port of the 4 GBA games. Especially because you guys can see the first appearance of Emerald, who's going to be in the Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings animation. So you want to see his first appearance? Here you go. That's it. You know, I think that would sell right there. That's marketing right there. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys want a GBA collection port? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. But if you don't, let me know in the comments down below as well. I don't think anyone's really going to argue against this. But I'll see you guys all next time. Have a great rest of your day.